The tale of Earth is one of adaptability and change. It has survived collisions, extinctions, and changes in climate from its fiery birth to a thriving, life-filled planet. Come along with us as we travel through billions of years to learn how our blue planet evolved into the world we live in and what obstacles lie ahead. Earth has been repeatedly frozen over, struck by asteroids, and collided with other planets over the last few billion years. In addition, it is inhabited by a variety of bizarre life forms. The survival of our blue homeworld is sometimes a wonder. If we want to quickly review Earth's history, we must start at the beginning. Our solar system started to form some 4.5 billion years ago from a thick cloud of dust and interstellar gas. Until hydrogen fused into helium, this cloud disintegrated into a whirling disk of matter that grew hotter and hotter. Our sun appeared out of nowhere. Additionally, baby Earth was on the way. All of the matter on the spinning disk's furthest ends started to group together after our star was born. The planets and moons in our solar system would grow from these clusters. They became larger and more spherical as they gathered more matter. Ice, liquids, and gases made up the majority of the clumps in the cooler parts of the solar system. The inner planets, such as Mars and Earth, were formed by all the rocky material closer to the sun. Volcanically, this young Earth was extremely active. Gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and hydrogen sulfide were released. Our planet's first atmosphere was composed of these gases. Large asteroids and comets were a constant threat to early Earth. And then there was a more violent collision on Earth. Our young planet was struck by Theia, a planet the size of Mars. Gravity held the fragments of matter that were thrown around the Earth's orbit by this epic collision together to form the moon as we know it today. There were no oceans on this hot early Earth. Water was all gas. However, our planet cooled sufficiently 3.8 billion years ago for water to condense and turn into liquid. This young Earth was covered by the first primitive ocean, which transformed it into a water world. To create living things, water is a necessary component. Life first emerged on Earth some 3.7 billion years ago as a result of all that water. These were microscopic organisms, the first life forms. However, some of these organisms didn't alter the course of the world until almost a billion years later. Earth was not a water world for very long. The ancient oceans soon gave way to the first continents. They are known to scientists as cratons. The planet's first supercontinent emerged as land began to rise out of the ocean. Valbara wasn't a supercontinent exactly. It wasn't very big. According to scientists, it was smaller than the Australian continent. Cyanobacteria evolved to become the first photosynthesizers on our planet some 2.4 billion years ago. To make the atmosphere of Earth considerably more hospitable, we finally had some oxygen producers. Folks, the rest is history. I was joking. There is still much work ahead of us. Earth's atmosphere contains significantly less carbon dioxide because of all this additional oxygen. The planet became frigid as a result. When Earth experienced its first ice age, a large portion of our young planet froze. The continents were now shifting along with the Earth's atmosphere. After splitting apart, they came together to form the following supercontinent, Rome. A true supercontinent was Rodinia. The planet might have been covered by the biggest supercontinent ever. And existence? At last, life became more complicated. Then something occurred. A new supercontinent formed as Rodinia broke apart. Pannotia was the name of this one. Then a burst of new life occurred between roughly 540 and 485 million years ago. It was referred to as the Cambrian explosion. Furthermore, the creatures that evolved during this time had rigid body parts like spines or shells. The alien-looking trilobites were the most well-known of all. The climate abruptly changed, and the ocean's temperature sharply changed about 440 million years ago. The first mass extinction occurred on Earth. The Ordovician-Silurian extinction was this, and most of the life that had been circling the Earth disappeared. Numerous of these organisms established the groundwork for the ecosystems that exist today on Earth. The first trees emerged from the Earth's soil between 420 and 350 million years ago. Additionally, the first animals arrived on land. Our final enormous supercontinent, Pangaea, encased the planet 250 million years ago. Unfortunately, the biggest mass extinction event in Earth's history also occurred during this time, the Great Death. Approximately 90% of all species on Earth have been wiped out due to massive amounts of greenhouse gases and accelerated global warming. However, this mass extinction paved the way for the evolution of the following generation of animals. It was between 240 and 230 million years ago that the first dinosaurs emerged. The land would be ruled by them for the next 150 million years. The largest land animal ever, the enormous sauropod Argentinosaurus, would have been visible to you if you were present. The T-Rex, one of the greatest apex predators on Earth, may have pursued you. Additionally, you would see Pangaea fragment and give rise to the modern continents. You may already be aware of the direction this is going. An asteroid struck our planet 66 million years ago, exactly where Mexico is today. Additionally, it coughed up so much debris into the atmosphere that the sun was obscured. The dinosaurs went extinct as a result of the catastrophic climate changes brought on by this. Mammals became more prevalent in the subsequent wave of emerging animals. The earliest known humans appeared on Earth about 6 million years ago. Sahelanthropus was the name of this species. They probably still walked on their hands and knees, though. The earliest humans started to walk upright 4 million years ago. After a million years or so, they created the earliest tools ever discovered, which they used to smash objects. Something sparked about 800,000 years ago. These prehistoric people learned to manage fire, which allowed them to cook food and generate heat for themselves. Their brains kept developing, but now at a faster rate than before. These people discovered entirely new ways to communicate with one another and the outside world. Then, aside from Homo sapiens, all other human species went extinct between 40,000 and 15,000 years ago. The first farmers appeared on Earth 10,000 years ago. These formerly itinerant people finally established roots and stopped roving the Earth. Fast forwarding to roughly 250 years ago, the Industrial Revolution occurred. We experienced significant changes in technology, society, and culture. Agricultural, rural, and urban societies grew increasingly industrialized. The number of people on Earth kept increasing. We surpassed 1 billion by 1804. We would reach 2 billion by 1927. Additionally, the world's population has increased steadily since the 1960s, reaching over 8 billion people today. The existence of humans and numerous other life forms on Earth is currently under threat. Climate shift. Globally, sea levels and temperatures are rising while biodiversity is decreasing. If nothing changes, we might be in danger of experiencing another mass extinction.